Yo, what's up YouTube, man? It's your boy Action Jackson, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing the draft needs for the Dallas Cowboys and what they will have to look for when it comes to April. So before I hop into the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, comment, subscribe, and share my video with anyone who you think might enjoy my content, man. So I'll be straight into it. Of course, our season has ended, and so has the season has ended for 30 other teams in the NFL. I'm making this video after the championship games, after Championship Sunday, and also after the incredible news by letting go of offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. We do not know his replacement. We've been hearing that Mike McCarthy is going to take over play calls, but that's not really that true yet. We don't know. We also let go of quarterbacks coach Doug Nussmeier, so I'm really intrigued to see what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do from quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. If we are bringing back a quarterback coach, I would love to bring in John Kitna. He was our quarterback coach in 2019, and Dak Prescott lit it up. He led the league in passing. He had a really good year. No, we didn't make the playoffs, but I'm telling you, if we had better head coaching, better coordinators than if we had this coaching staff, then you keep Kitna in 2019, we make the playoffs that year. In fact, we win that division. But anyway, what it could have, should have, didn't happen. So I'm still intrigued to see what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do from offensive coordinator standpoint and also quarterback coach. So, yes, I'm going to hop straight into it. The Dallas Cowboys offensive needs. I'm basing them off of our last game that we played was against the San Francisco 49ers and what we needed. The number one need that we need is wide receiver. And also, when going into that, when I'm talking about draft, I get a lot of my resources from Foots the King, big YouTuber in the Cowboys community, Voch Lombardi. So I get a lot of their ideas, some of the ideas of my own as well, and what I look for in certain players. But when talking about with the Dallas Cowboys and what they love doing, normally in the first round, they love taking best player available. Other than outside of drafting Taco Charlton, which will always be a negative on our record in terms of drafting. But other than that, we do a really, really good job drafting. And one thing I want to say in the number one, and when it comes to the first round, that the Dallas Cowboys should not be pigeonholed to a certain position. So if that means you let go of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, don't be forced. If Bijan Robinson somehow is there, if the Dallas Cowboys end up taking him, I will kind of be upset, but not so upset because I can understand that movement. I'll just keep, I'll draft like a Bijan Robinson. Also have Malik Davis as our running back 2, then promote Rico Dowdle into the running back 3. Also, if there's a nice offensive tackle, that is there, that somehow that Northwestern tackle, if he does something crazy like Larry Tunsil has he does like a gas mask smoking pot or whatever, if he somehow falls, if any predicament, something like that happens where a great talent falls to us, let's say a CJ Stroud falls to 26, I won't mind taking him. Those are just things that I am from a certain when it comes to drafting. If the best player is available on the board and you rank them really high, I'll probably take them, in my opinion. Other than, of course, not special teams player, not a tight end, unless you have like a generational one, like a Waller, Kittle, or Pitts. Other than that, I'm not really taking tight end in the first round. I wouldn't take a nose tackle that high. So, yes, the very first need, and it was glaring that you need a number 2 receiver. You need another receiver opposite of CeeDee Lamb. And I can't believe I'm even talking about this because if you kept Amari Cooper, I'm not even talking about wide receiver as the need. But here we are. So we need another receiver opposite of CeeDee Lamb. I should have to go further into that. Whether that is we make a trade for DeAndre Hopkins or make a move for Michael Thomas or draft a receiver like Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. You have Addison Flowers, I want to say, out of USC. You got a couple of prospects out there that you want to look out for the wide receiver position. You got I know his last name is Rice. He played for SMU. He's really solid as well. You got another receiver out of what's that kid's name? out of Boston College. You have a couple of great receivers that can potentially fall to you if you're Dallas. I definitely look into that. My second need is offensive line, tackle or guard, specifically somebody on that left side of the ball. Tyler Smith is going to be your future left tackle of the future. So I want to pair up a nice left guard to go with him. So if we can get a starting guard next to him, I wouldn't be mad at all. If we can get a guard like the second, third round, I won't be mad at it. My third position that we are going to need is defensive back. Obviously, cornerback 2 was a big struggle for us late into the season, especially after when Anthony Brown had went down. Anthony Brown wasn't that great of a defensive back to begin with, but he was solid. He's seen a lot of snaps. He's been starting basically ever since his rookie year in 2016. So he's not used, he's used to the limelight. And but I definitely want a DB this time that can definitely play towards on the ball. If a Joey Porter from Penn State falls down, that I'm running the card up. That's what I'm putting in. I'll take Joey Porter opposite of Trayvon Diggs and have Deron Bland play in the slot, and you get Malik Hooker playing on top. Or if there's a really nice safety that's out there, if a really nice free safety, somebody that can take Malik Hooker's job, that's somebody I won't be opposed to taking if there's a really nice safety. So my fourth need is going to be running back. Also, just when talking about running back, you can get a running back in any round. Like I'm pretty sure your fantasy football champion was Austin Eckler. Guess what round he was selected in? The 7th round. Kareem Hunt, when he was probably also winning you fantasy football championships in 2017. The only time that you take running backs high in the NFL is in fantasy football. That's the only time you take running backs high. The only time you take them high is if they're generational. If they're not a generational back, I'm not touching running backs for me until day 2, day 3, late day 2, so like 3rd round, 4th round, 5th, 6th, 7th. You look at Alvin Kamara, he's one of the best receiving backs in the league. You got him in the 3rd round. Dalvin Cook, a really explosive running back, 3rd round. You look at Chris Carson, who's really solid for the Seahawks before he messed up his neck, 7th round. Kenneth Walker, a guy that they drafted, 2nd round. Joe Mixon, 2nd round. Derrick Henry, 2nd round. You get a lot of great running backs late into the rounds. Look at Isaiah Pacheco, just off the AFC Championship game. Kid out of Toledo, 7th round pick. So you can get these running backs. They're a dime a dozen. You don't have to spend a premium pick on them. And that's what I'm saying for me. I'm not spending a top round pick if Bijan Robinson is there. I understand he is transformational. He looks like he could potentially be a generational back. But you're only going to be generational as a running back for your first 4 years of your contract. Other than that, it's rare that, a running back now is playing 10 plus years and he's still playing at a high level. That's really rare in this league, and I really doubt it's going to change anytime soon. Now, my other need that I'm going with is defensive end. All questions that the Dallas Cowboys to me have to answer are: is Sam Williams going to get the starting job opposite of DeMarcus Lawrence? Are you going to also have Dorrance Armstrong be part of that mix? But I also know that the Dallas Cowboys also love getting another defensive end that can play opposite of DeMarcus Lawrence, or to give DeMarcus Lawrence a breath. So that's definitely something I'll look for in this draft is a defensive end. And last but not least, I'm looking for the quarterback position. One thing to touch on right now with Dak Prescott is that I am going to, us as fan base, we're going to give him the next 2 years because right now you can't get out of Dak Prescott's contract. If you were to restructure his contract, that automatically means he's going to stay here more than the 2 years. But realistically, you can get out of Dak Prescott's contract in 2 years. That's if the Dallas Cowboys don't do anything with his contract. And as of right now, the time of this recording on January 29th, they haven't done anything with his contract. So right now, I'm looking for people that can potentially come in and potentially maybe if Dak Prescott doesn't do anything. My thing is with Dak Prescott is that we've never seen him with a different administration other than the Jason Garrett, because we've been with that. If you look at his coaching tree, not coaching tree, but the people he's been coaching under with, It hasn't been on par with some of these other quarterbacks that are going to the Super Bowl. Like 2 quarterbacks that are in the Super Bowl right now, they have amazing coaches. Mahomes got drafted into an amazing situation already, but then you pair him up with Andy Reid. Tom Brady had Bill Belichick for 20 years. Mike Vick had, Andy Reid. McNabb had Andy Reid. You pair Joe Montana, Bill Walsh. You look at a lot of these great quarterbacks. They've always been paired up with a great head coach, a great offensive mind, and I have never seen that with Dak Prescott. So I'm giving him 2 years. If he can't get it done in 2 years, and we dedicate this offseason to building around Dak Prescott, and he just cannot do it by 2024, 2025. This quarterback that we draft, hopefully can possibly come in and bring a spark and just be generational, not every day. Great quarterbacks don't just grow on trees. So I know that for a fact. Speaking from a Cowboy fan, only looking into 2 quarterbacks with Romo and Dak after the Aikman era, and so that's my last need when it comes for me for the draft is quarterback. Nose tackle is also something that you want to look into. I'm saying bringing back Carlos Watkins, Jonathan Hankins, and incorporating Big Bo more into the system as well would be fine with me. And so just real quick to go over our needs: wide receiver, offensive line, tackle or guard, depending on who's there. If there's a generational tackle, if you can play right tackle, then you can move Tyron Smith to left tackle, kick Tyler inside into guard, and we'll be fine like that. Defensive back. If there's a guy like if there's a really nice safety, a really nice corner that can play opposite of Diggs, or have a really nice safety that can play on top in our cover 3 look that we love to run, or our cover 0 man, it's really nice to have a generational safety back there who can play ball. Defensive end. You want to get another person who can generate pass rush and can be a nice person who can not only get to the passer. We want to do it all. So, of course, you want somebody who can get to the passer. You want somebody in case we can put up on a quarterback spot that can keep up with the quarterbacks in our division, like a Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, and whoever we have to see in the playoffs. Running back as well. You also want to get a running back, but it doesn't matter who the running back is. As long as you fix this front 5 of this offensive line, you get it back to what it was. You can take any running back and we can do numbers with them. And last but not least, quarterback. Get somebody in here that if Dak Prescott doesn't get the job done in 2 years, when he could potentially get out of his contract, whoever we draft in the quarterback room, hopefully he can be something down the line and can potentially start over Dak Prescott. And maybe we can move on with him and he'll be cheaper for us. So, yeah, man, that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Bye.